Introduction, Atmosphere and Historical Background. November 1793 was no ordinary start to winter for the city of Lyon. It marked the signing of a city's death warrant. In the French National Convention, Barère sealed its fate with the chilling declaration, "Lyon no longer exists." This was not merely a punishment, it meant the destruction of buildings, the burning of monuments, and even the stripping away of the city's name. Representatives known for mercy were replaced by men history would remember as the butchers of Lyon, Fouché, and Collot d'Herbois. People were no longer executed solely by guillotine, they were killed en masse with gunpowder, explosions, and volleys of gunfire. Bodies were cast into the Rhone River, and as prisons overflowed, detainees were crammed into the damp cellars of monasteries and municipal buildings. Chapter 1. A Scream Rising from the Cellar. On a freezing winter day, 64 prisoners were herded into a cellar beneath the town hall. The air was thick with dampness, soot, and the sharp odor of old wine casks. Some lay exhausted on straw, while others tried to write farewell letters to loved ones by the flickering light of a candle. Everyone knew their lives would be shorter than that trembling flame. Around 7 in the evening, the rusty bolt screeched open, and another group of 20 prisoners was thrown inside. At that very moment, a cry tore through the heavy air of the dungeon. A young woman among the newcomers rushed toward a man standing by the barred window. "Robert! Robert!" The two embraced like twin flames of the same fire. The young woman had been led to believe her fiancé had been executed. She no longer wished to live in a world without him until she saw him alive before her in that dark cellar. Chapter 2. A Wedding in the Shadow of Death. The purity of the young couple's love moved all the prisoners deeply. The young woman had only one regret. She could not stand before God as her fiancé's wife. When she voiced this heartfelt wish, an elderly man dressed as a peasant stepped forward. In truth, he was a priest who had been arrested for refusing to take the oath. Since the couple's marriage banns had already been published in the church, he said he could marry them in the presence of their fellow prisoners. The cellar transformed into a chapel. A table became an altar, and candles were arranged around the makeshift cross. The women wove a crown of flowers and placed it on the bride's head. In a solemn voice, the priest asked, "Do you wish to be united in life and in death?" The young woman's firm reply, "In life and in death," echoed through the dungeon. They were married. The prisoners had no worldly gift to offer, so they gave them something more precious: time. Surrendering their straw beds, they created a small space of privacy for the couple. It would be both their first night and their last. Chapter 3. The Walk into Eternity. The next morning, when soldiers arrived to take the 84 prisoners on their final journey, everyone was ready. Only the small corner where the newlyweds lay remained silent. Even the harsh pounding of rifle butts could not wake them. The two lay locked in each other's arms, peaceful expressions on their faces. The young woman awoke at her husband's touch, smiled, and said calmly, "I am ready." As the young couple walked hand in hand out of the cellar, the other prisoners instinctively stepped aside. On the streets, onlookers stared in astonishment at the strange serenity radiating from the young officer leading the group and the woman shining beneath her crown of flowers. At the Brotto fields, a single volley of gunfire brought 84 lives to an end. Their bodies were thrown into the Rhone River, its current carrying their fate into eternity. All that remained was the bride's floral crown, which drifted for a while upon the water before disappearing.